Hello everyone, Spencer R here, and welcome back to another TV schedule video. Now in this video, I will be going through Cartoon Network's schedule for weekdays and Saturdays, Teennick for weekdays and weekends, because their schedule looks interesting, spoiler alert, and I'll be doing Universal Kids, as recommended by someone, as I talk about it before they decide to cease operations. So, without any further delays, let's get the show immediately on the road. So, you're probably wondering why I'm on here. Well, if we go to the next day for Checkered Past, Cartoon Planet comes back. Cartoon Planet, yes. This is shocking. I did not expect them to bring this awesome show back. Ever since they lost an hour, shorten it to an hour of Checkered Past, which to this day, I still thought that was a very stupid decision on their part. They're actually deciding to bring it back. They're actually deciding to bring it back on Fridays for an hour. So yeah, this is a nice way to make up. I'm so very glad this show's returning because, yeah, I'm glad I've watched the whole series finally, but I didn't like it when it was gone. So thank you, Michael Whelan, for bringing it back. You're awesome. Now I'll be going through the same exact schedule here for Friday. Really, I could have done it before that, but no, wait a minute. Never mind. We'll be doing the schedule on Tuesday. So let's run through here. Oh yeah, something I like to say about Adult Swim. Although I'm glad they have variety, I do think the fact when they took off some time from Checkered Past and just putting in Family Guy, that was just dumb. They could have just stuck with 11 hours. Very dumb decision. So let's get on to this. So we get regular show, New Looney Tunes, Cartoonito, Gumball, the Looney Tunes show, the Tom and Jerry show, Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which finally replaces Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. Then we get the new Scooby-Doo Mysteries on Cartoon Network. Bruh, how shocking is this? And people say that Cartoon Network's dying. We'll get to that later. So we get this, Clarence, We Baby Bears, which actually takes out Totally Spies on Fridays now, interestingly enough. Then Teen Titans Go, Gumball, regular show, and we get Ed, Edd n Eddy, which finally comes back on Checkered Past. Thank God. And that's paired up with Courage the Cowardly Dog. So this is nice. My top two favorite classic Cartoon Network shows are finally paired up with one another, which is the first time this happened since, well, in December for Checkered Past, but even before that, they both aired back-to-back on Cartoon Network for Christmas episodes back in, 2021. And they were also paired up with Codename Kids Next Door. Does anyone remember that? That was cool. But yeah, even if Courage will be gone within the next, month or so, I'm glad they're finally pairing these two shows up for Checkered Past. They could have done that like when they did the 2-hour thing. Ed, Edd n Eddy for an hour and then Courage for an hour. But hey, at least they're finally freaking doing it. It's about time. Okay. Now let's go to Saturday. Ignore that. That was a big mistake. So Saturday's schedule is also interesting. So we get Adventure Time, regular show, The Amazing World of Gumball. Now before I continue on, these first 3 hours are really reminding me of the early 2010s because we had Adventure Time, and then regular show, and then Gumball. Does anyone else have that thought? Really? Meh. Okay, Teen Titans Go, Totally Spies, The Looney Tunes Show, Teen Titans Go. Yes, I know it repeats, but please, no more arguments. Gumball, Tom and Jerry Tales, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, which takes out What's New Scooby-Doo. Now, that's kind of cool and all, but they could have replaced Gumball with that. I mean, What's New Scooby-Doo didn't need to leave, but Meh. Uh-uh. I swear to God, those stupid messages love to ruin my videos. Thank God I caught it in time before it started beeping. Man, these people really don't think of others, but no matter. Yeah, so what's new? Not what's new. Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated is back on Saturdays on Cartoon Network. So now it's going to show weekly. That's cool. And then we get a movie. Just like that other video, I'm not redoing this one. We're already 5.5 minutes in here. So overall, despite all the negative feedback these freaking idiots are still doing to this day, I am really liking Cartoon Network's schedule. Yes, I know, 11 hours is still BS, but at least they're using their advantages for this. Now, as for what I've been saying about Cartoon Network dying and all that. Okay. So, when I was looking up, like, on Quaimation's channel, I actually saw that, Reynold Ton Brewster said that, Cartoon Network is dying. Now, again, I do think that is not true. Like, Cartoon Network is certainly not dying. Like, I don't know what these people are talking about. Yeah, Adam Cartoon said that. Pfft, whatever. Look, I know everyone has the right to their own opinion, but come on, guys. Cartoon Network is not nearly as close to dying. Like, look at Nickelodeon. There are channels that look like they might die, but Cartoon Network, no. Now, just to make these freaking idiots happy, I will say some stuff here. I definitely do not think Cartoon Network is as good as it used to be. Like, back then, it was awesome. They had a lot of variety, a lot of shows, they cared for shows and all that. And as I keep saying with this whole 11 hours from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., that is so freaking ridiculous. Like, why can't they just even out everything? Cartoon Network, 6 through 6. Adult Swim, 6 through 6. Like, come on. Why does it have to be so freaking uneven? Like, I don't understand that. But yeah, even with those negatives, I do not think Cartoon Network is dying. Not even close. Not even. Like, maybe like around like 2020 through early 2023. Yeah, I would say that time for Cartoon Network was bad. But ever since like regular show returned for Halloween in 2023, October, Cartoon Network was getting better. Like, certainly better. And as it stands right now, it is doing nice. Like, and I actually seen another video that Dylan Thomas saw with someone talking about Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Disney Channel are all dying. Okay, Nickelodeon and Disney, I understand. They are sucking now. But Cartoon Network, again, not even close. So, I don't know what these guys are talking about with Cartoon Network dying. Look, I understand. Warner Brothers and David Zaslav makes bad decisions. But looking at Cartoon Network's schedule right now, no. Like, they have variety. Seriously. Look, if Cartoon Network only had The Amazing World of Gumball and Teen Titans Go showing every single day, then I would say they are dying. But they have Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes Show, Totally Spies, regular show, Adventure Time. You cannot say a channel's dying if they have old shows. And that's kind of the thing with Reynold Ton Brewster. He said that, oh, Cartoon Network might be dying because they only air old shows. Well, yeah, here's the thing. I guess I can understand what he means when it comes to them not airing as much new shows as they used to. But remember, like, back in 2017 when they only cared for new shows and Teen Titans Go was taken over? Yeah, that was horrible. But at least with this, they're not just showing the only new shows. They're not showing just Totally Spies, Teen Titans Go, The Amazing World of Gumball. They actually care for other old shows. Like, do you want them to just place regular show and Adventure Time and freaking Be Cool Scooby-Doo on Boomerang? Like, or Apple and Onion and Uncle Grandpa on Boomerang? Like, I understand they seem a little bit older, but they're 2010 shows. They do not belong on there. So I think it makes sense to put them on Cartoon Network, just to make in variety and not just air shows that they're just okay with. Or not just okay with, like, that are just still going. I hope this makes sense. Like, I still don't understand what people are saying with Cartoon Network dying. It's not. I do think they need to extend the times, but that's it. And checkered past, too. Like, again, shrinking it up to an hour. Very stupid decision. Like, they could have just kept it on for 3 hours and then Adult Swim have 10. Like, you can have the exact 10 shows. Every show can air for an hour. King of the Hill, Bob's Burgers, American Dad, Rick and Morty, Robot Chicken, Mike Tyson's Mysteries or something, The Brack Show, something like that. Just take 10 shows, air them all for an hour. Family Guy, Smiling Friends. Just some random examples here. Okay, that took a little too long. I really don't want to show how it would improve because, well, I've done it millions of times and I think my opinions still stand. So let's go ahead and move on here. Let's go to... Man, I am so good at ruining stuff. Wow. And I'm a pretty trustworthy YouTuber too. Okay, let's start... Let's start on Wednesday? Yeah, let's start on Wednesday. Yeah. Yep. So, weekdays and weekends for Teennick. Let's see. We get iCarly, Sam and Cat, The Loud House on Teennick. They're going back to this whole cartoon thing on Teennick. I do not like it. That's a lot of Loud House, too. The Smurfs. Monster High. Camp Coral. Oh, my God. Great, just what we need. Another frickin' SpongeBob show on Teennick. Thanks, Nickelodeon. Not. Rock, Paper, Scissors? The Fairly Odd Parents? On Teennick? Okay, as good as I'm happy that they're actually acknowledging more old shows, why are they showing this on Teennick? Like, come on. They're just lazily adding cartoons on here just so they can air that Pineapple House idiot on Nicktoons. Enough, Nickelodeon. And then, even today, we get a Tyler Perry's Young Dylan marathon, so quickly show that off to you. But there's other shows in its place, so let's move on to Thursday. We get Extra Fairly Odd Parents, Max in the Midnights, more Loud House, Henry Danger, The Thundermans, iCarly, and that's it. So, before I tell you how I feel about this, let's go ahead and move on to the weekends. And I'm not really going to sugarcoat it much, but it's basically just 2 days of the Loud House. That's it. That's all it is. Wow, sugarcoat it. I actually never said that on my channel, but you guys don't care. Yep, just 2 whole days of the freaking Loud House. And I don't even like the Loud House, so this is already a lose-lose for me. So, okay. What do I think about this schedule? Okay, I'll admit, I am glad Nick finally has a channel with variety. Like, aside from Nick Jr., Nick, did it really need to take you this freaking long to actually get it right? And yes, I know cartoons don't belong on Teennick, but despite how weird this looks, I would say the schedule is good. But again, why have cartoons on here? You have Nicktoons. And if you're like, oh, we don't want to replace SpongeBob. Dude, you air it enough as is on Nickelodeon. So, bruh, you can air it on there as long as you want, but having it take over Nicktoons? That is unacceptable. Bruh, I'm literally like that lemon guy from Adventure Time. This is unacceptable! That's literally what this is like. I know, I don't like Adventure Time, but I'll admit, that scene is a little funny. But anyway, moving on. Like, good lineup, but it's just weird. And speaking of this still stands by with the video I made, like, I think it was like a few months, half a year ago, I forgot, but where I made a video talking about how it would improve Nickelodeon. And get this. I included Nicktoons within Teennick. So it's like, if you want to include Nicktoons on here with Teennick, just shut down Nicktoons. Like, you only have 2 freaking shows on there. It's not going to do any more good. I bet they just do this, not just to make the kids happy, but to just see if people don't give a freaking crud about this network anymore. Well, I don't. Like, you only air 1 show, which I'm not even interested in anymore. So, what do I think Teennick should do? Well, this is quite simple. Easily, I would have Nicktoons I would have Nicktoons be on this channel. Now, within that video I did, I still stand by my opinion of it, saying that they should have 12 hours of Teennick and then 12 hours of Nicktoons. But based on how much live action they have, it's not even 10 hours. So what, do they just want to have like 14 hours of Nicktoons and 10 hours of Teennick? I guess it's okay, but why would they name it Teennick if they have only 10 hours? Like, that's ridiculous. I don't understand that. Personally, I would say if you want to have the channel be called Teennick, you should just have 14 hours of it, and then 10 hours of Nicktoons. Now, in that other video, I did say that many, certain shows should only get an hour, and then some would get separate hours. I actually made a little goof. At 10 a.m., I actually said Victorious again when I said it should air at 9 a.m. So technically it's 2 hours. That other hour, I would probably put in something like The Amanda Show or something. I don't know. But for here, as it stands, I really do think they should get rid of Nicktoons, and then they should place in, 14 hours and then 10 hours. Or better yet, just have the regular 12. So, for here, I'm going to redo my thoughts on how they should improve Teennick. Again, I'm not going to say it again, but I still think it's fine from what I said last time, but here's my different thoughts. So, let's say at 6 a.m., and this will still be 12 hours too. If they wish to do 14 of Nicktoons or something, I don't care, but this is just my personal preference. So 6 a.m., start with Teennick. Now, these commercial-free things are free to stay, but within my countings of this, it's going to be within the actual half-hour time. So 6 a.m., let's start off with 2 hours of the Thundermans or something. And then 8 a.m. through 10 a.m., we would get 2 hours of Henry Danger. 10 a.m. through 12 a.m. can be Victorious. Seriously, why'd they get rid of Victorious? I was just getting into that show. Frick you, Nick. 12 p.m. through 12 p.m. through 2 p.m. can be iCarly. 2 p.m. through 4 p.m. can be something new. Let's see. How about Sam and Cat? And then 4 p.m. through 6 p.m. can be either Game Shakers or I don't want to say Danger Force. How about either Game Shakers or the new All That or something? I don't know. Nah, Game Shakers is better. And then 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Nicktoons. They could have 2 hours of the Fairly Odd Parents. The next 2 hours of the Loud House. The next 2 hours of SpongeBob. I'll give it to him. Why not? The next 2 hours of Rock, Paper, Scissors. Next 2 hours of how about 2 hours of Monster High or something like that? Or some other forgotten Nicktoon they like to forget about now. Then the last 2 hours could be Camp Coral. I don't care. But yeah, within my new version, it's still 12 shows. Now, as for weekends, oops. Weekends, with it just being all at the Loud House, you can have a takeover with Nicktoons, but I would say just do the same 12-hour thing. Now, weekends, okay, with the weekdays, it could just be modern shows mostly, and then some classics. As for weekends, though, I want there to be classic shows. So 6 a.m. could be iCarly. 8 a.m. could be Victorious. 10 a.m. can be Keenan and Kel. 12 p.m. can be Drake and Josh. 2 p.m. could be, and yes, all of these are 2 hours, by the way. 2 p.m. could be, how about something forgotten like Cousin Skeeter or something, or Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Let's do Ned's Declassified for 2. And then 4 could be Cousin Skeeter or all that. And then 6 p.m., Nicktoons could take over. So some some new stuff could still remain. Like, nah, actually, might as well just keep it to old stuff. So 6 p.m. could be The Fairly Odd Parents. Oh yeah, I'll discuss that when I'm done. Anyways, 8 p.m. could be Jimmy Neutron. 10 p.m. could be like maybe Tough Puppy or something. 12 a.m. could be Danny Phantom. 2 a.m. Now, I know everything is being like 2 hours, but I'm thinking either they should just continue the 2-hour format with like other shows they choose, or they could just do some rotating things. So like maybe here we could do like Hey Arnold, and then 4 a.m. could be like Rugrats. This is just a suggestion, but I know they're not going to listen, but this is still my new thoughts. Now from what I was going to talk about. So with the Fairly Odd Parents over here, I'm noticing. Yeah, I'm glad they're showing it, but interestingly enough, these are only from the first 3 seasons, and they're repeating the same exact episodes every week. Yeah, that's something I do not approve of. Like, bruh, don't they know that Fairly Odd Parents has 10 seasons? You can just show them, like, different episodes every day. That's what all channels do. Not air the same ones over and over. That's very unacceptable. Okay, so that's it with Teennick, and that's it with, Cartoon Network and all that Nick stuff. So now, as requested by Junior Tuber 97, I'll go ahead and show you Universal Kids' schedule for its final 6 days, or 5 days. Now, I have to give you a spoiler. If you haven't been looking at my community tabs, posts or whatever, YouTube just calls it posts now, but you get the point. I did say that there is some unconfirmed information. And while they did confirm, interestingly enough, they're not showing the fact that they are really shutting down on the 6th of next month in March. So let me show you what I mean. So we get the same old stuff here, of course. I'm just going to speed through it. I'm not going to like stop and tell you what shows they got, because we all know their schedule is trash. Heck, even JB Films 115 made a video on how to improve on this channel, in which they did not listen, and they did not listen to Cute Mimi 25. Man, they just love to ignore people, don't they? Let's just hold it down. I know I normally don't do this, but yeah, you're gonna get a little break from that remote sound. Yep. Honestly, I am not surprised that this channel is going. Like, ever since the early 2020s or something, like, or yeah, around the time when they lost Variety, I was thinking to myself, I'm wondering whenever this channel is gonna go. Like, their schedule is one of the worst ever. Like, and I remembered when, okay, so Yeah, I remembered when they did change to Universal Kids after they got rid of Sprout, sadly. They did still air the shows they used to have, like Barney and Friends, The Chica Show, some other shows I can't even think about. But they just got rid of them. And I'm sure many people are like, yay! Many people are like, yay! Oh my god. How am I going to say this? Many people are like, yay, Barney and Friends gone. And look, as much as I would, like, agree with you on the fact that Barney's gone, especially the later seasons being bad, there is a show on here that's way worse, and you've seen it multiple times as I'm going through the schedule now. CoComelon. Dun dun dun. Literally. But I'm glad for this too, because once this channel goes, CoComelon is no longer going to be on cable television. And honestly, it deserves it. Like, CoComelon's literally the worst baby show ever. It's worse than Ubi, it's worse than Dora the Explorer, it's worse than Barney. I'm not saying it's worse than Caillou. I mean, they're just as bad. And this show just makes... CoComelon just makes... makes the Wonder Pets feel like a musical masterpiece or something. Now, I'm on here, of course, on the 6th. I did accidentally rush through. But, it did say it was going to shut down at midnight, but interestingly enough, they changed it up to make it close down at 6 a.m., which was something I was actually expecting them to do. So, see what I mean here? It was supposed to say shut down, but instead it's just unconfirmed information. I remember this happened the same exact thing with Smile of a Child and, I think, Cubo. So when it actually confirms it's shut down, I was originally thinking about making a follow-up video, but I think I'm explaining enough here as is. So I think I'm just going to do a post on that, just to tell you that it is shut down. I know that's a bit lazy, but hey, I'd rather keep it short and sweet instead of just making another, like, pointless 3-minute TV schedule video and say, oh, it's shut down. Now, as I was going to say before, interestingly enough, when PBS Kids Sprout first launched in 2005, it was actually originally called Universal Kids. That's pretty interesting if you think about it. So, like, after 12 years, they actually rebranded to the official Universal Kids. Wow, that's pretty cool. So overall, I am not disappointed at all that this channel's shutting down. I do miss PBS Kids Sprout, but they just killed it off, so it's for the better. Good, bye-bye, Universal Kids. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, maybe tell me your thoughts of what you think about this. And I'll see you next time for another TV schedule video. Alright, guys, have a great day. Goodbye.